Good morning. Welcome to JP's morning brief for April 6, 2026. All right, man, I tell you, take a day off and everything collapses on you. I had a great Easter. We had tremendous amounts of fun yesterday. And then I started back this morning, and my Rumble Studio shows two instances of YouTube, two instances of Rumble, and one Facebook. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then I forgot to charge my tablet. So basically, I got to be looking like tunnel vision just to make sure no one, if anyone chats with me, I can engage. But yeah, my tablet's right here right now, and it's charging. It's like right now it's at 42%. So it takes a while for a tablet to charge up. All right, well, so yeah, and then other big news is yesterday morning a full bird colonel was rescued behind enemy lines in Iran, safe. He's slightly wounded, but he's alive. Now that's good. So we got both pilots from that F-15E that went down. I believe on Friday is when it crashed. But yeah, so Iran loses again. All right. So as we get started for this morning for April 6th, don't forget to click that follow button. If you've never followed the JP8 report channel, please do so. All right. And then to give us a like for the episode. I want to thank Richard Covite for Life for being here this morning. That's awesome. And then, my little lead right into that chatting. Feel free to chat with us. Right now, Covite for Life is here. Sometimes they get retired Rob 53 in here, but it's 6:30 in the morning. He's an old person. He's probably sleeping. Don't take that the wrong way, people. Him and his wife stay up really late at night watching TV shows, and then they sleep in the morning, and then they join us at noon for the JPA report. Don't tell them I said that, Richard. Okay. I shouldn't have told you to say that. All right, so here we go. America 250, two things happened on April 5th, which is yesterday, because I'm on April 6th at noon today. General Washington departs Boston for New York City. And then the second, Major General Charles Lee wrote him a letter. My dear General, okay. Thanks a lot. My dear General, I most sincerely congratulate you. I congratulate the public on the great and glorious event, your possession of Boston. It will be a bright page in the annals of America and a most abominable black one in those of Bedlam, Britain. Go on, my dear General, crown yourself with glory and establish the liberties and luster of your country in a foundation more permanent than a capital rock. My situation is just as I expected it. I am afraid I shall make a shabby figure without any real demerits of my own. I am like a dog in a dancing school. I know not where to turn myself, where to fix myself. The circumstances of the country intersected by navigatable rivers and uncertainty of the enemy's designs and motions, who can fly in an instant to any spot they choose with the canvas wings throw me, or would throw Julius Caesar into an inevitable dilemma. I may possibly be in the north when as I may possibly be in the north when, as Richard says, I should serve my sovereign in the west. I can only act from surmise and have a good chance of surmising wrong. I am wrong to grate your ears with the truth, but it must all events assure you that the Provincial Congress of New York are angels of decision with compared to your countrymen at the Committee of Safety assembled at Williamsburg. Page, Lee, Mercer, and Payne are indeed exceptions, but from Pendleton, Bland, and the Treasurer and Company, Libros nos domin. I don't know what that means, guys, but I shall not trouble you with the detail of the Army ordnance stores, but continuously say that the regiments in general are very complete in numbers. The men, those I have been, fine. Those I have seen, fine. But a horrid deficiency in arms, no entrenching tools, no guns, although the province is pretty well stocked. A mutilated service. Had I only 8 10-pounders, wait a minute, had I only 18-pounders, I would immediately, at all events, taken post on Craney Island, by which measure I would drive out the enemy and exclude him from the finest and most advantageous port in America. I have ordered, with this view, artificers to work day and night. If I succeed, I shall come up with a spring of laurels. This essential measure might have been effected long ago, but the same apathy and oblique quinting towards the milk, what the milk and water people call reconciliation, the prodigious flattering prospect opened by an appointment of commissioners were strong arguments against the experience of gun carriages and entrenching tools, but this is not all that they have distributed their troops in such ingenious manner as to render every active offensive operation impossible. An equal number of battalions are stationed on different necks. They say very acutely that as the expenses equal, the security ought to be equal. I cannot help persuading myself that the object will be to take the possession of Williamsburg, not only from the tempting, advantageous situation commanding in a great measure of fine rivers and a country abundant with the necessities for an army, but the possessions of that capital would give air of dignity and decided superiority into the arms, which is this, which in this slave country, where dominion is founded on opinion, mutilated a circumstance of utmost importance. Perhaps I may be mistaken, but the surmise is not irrational. I have called 3 regiments down from the country. You will excuse, my dear General, the blots and scratches of this letter, for the post is going out. By the next day, it will inform you of the steps I have taken for the security. Um, okay, so tomorrow I need to be looking for another letter on the 6th or the 7th for the next letter. If we must, a continental hospital in the southern department, Dr. McClurberg, I suppose, will be the man to direct it. I need not to mention his qualifications; they are well known. I I beg you will make somebody write me from time to time. Indeed, I think I may modestly insist of Mr. Palfrey's pen being employed often in the service. Adieu, Dr. General, or dear General. Yours most respectfully and sincerely, Major General Charles Lee. All right. So, wow, that's pretty good letter about Virginia, and looks like there's another letter coming about some intelligence. So I'll be on the lookout for that for y'all. All right. Only update about the Dalmatian Burger Group is Steve, the owner, is out walking around, starting to build his strength back up. A few more weeks, but we'll see. All right. The Iran update. Operation Epic Fury. All U.S. Air Force missing crew members have been rescued. All right. Uh, um, the Strait of Hormuz deadline is set for 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. The president called it Bridge and Energy Day. I think that's what he called it. Um, during the operation Sunday morning, when they rescued the colonel, uh, there was an MC-130 and MC-60 special operations aircraft. They had to be destroyed on site. They got stuck in the mud. Um, there have been over 13,000 targets hit. Bahrain and United Arab Emirates have been impeded with almost nonstop rocket, missile, and drone fire. And I have a little bit more on that in just a minute. Uh, the president has a news conference scheduled for 1 p.m. today. I'm probably going to carry some of that live on my screen behind me, um, just so everybody can see it. And I don't want to exclude people from doing the podcast and him on the air for this time, because this one looks like it's important. Uh, the Iranian Republican Guard Corps lost their intel officer last night in an airstrike. His name is Major General Majid Kadimi. Uh, he himself is looking for 72 virgins. He didn't find them. All right. There is a Pakistan ceasefire proposal on the table right now. I looked at that this morning. It's calling for a 15 to 20 day ceasefire or something like that. Everyone stops shooting each other. Um, Something about nuclear weapons or something like that. But it looks like a non-starter. I don't think the Iranians are going to go for it at all. And then let's see, 4 people were killed in Haifa, Israel this weekend from cluster missiles fired into Israel. I think Trey Yinks on Fox News was saying there have been 30 impacts by cluster munitions this weekend in Israel. All right. Brent crude oil is right now trading at $107.91 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate at $109.53 a barrel. And the stock market closed on Friday at 46,504. It lost 61 points. All right. So that's the Iran update for um, uh, April 6th. I'm looking forward to that news conference. All right. Let's see. So as we are skating through here, I wonder how this tablet's doing. It made it to 50%. All right. So the first article I'm going to go over real quick is talking about this colonel got rescued. I'm just going to go over a little bit of it, and we'll pick it up more this afternoon. The daring U.S. military rescue of a seriously wounded airman or colonel, wish they'd get their ranks right, is being hailed as an American success story. As President Donald Trump announced, we got him, and detailed the amazing show of bravery and talent during a potentially American setback into a show of might. Details of the rescue are trickling in, but senior administration officials tell Fox News that the CIA deflected enemy attention with the deception campaign. The CIA spread word in Iran through multiple sources that U.S. forces had already found a second airman who ejected from their F-15 and were moving him out of Iran in a maritime exfiltration elsewhere. Fox sources told Fox News, but that was designed to buy time to find a stranded weapons systems officer. And that would correlate with everything everyone's been seeing about. There was rumors coming out of Iran that Saturday morning this co-pilot had been rescued. There was all kinds of people talking about it on the internet, uh, and it was a farce because they hadn't yet got to him. They knew where he was. They were just trying to keep the Iranians away from him to keep him alive. Uh, they said the CIA picked up a distress signal and passing the intel onto the Pentagon and White House, and they ordered the immediate rescue mission. They at first they had to make sure it wasn't a fake, okay, or a trap. All right, so we'll go back over that a little bit later. I think it's great. My hats off to the special operations forces that actually went in there and grabbed him. Uh, they said there was no American casualties at all, and from what I heard, there was 9 Iranians killed, but I'm pretty sure it was more than that because they said they brought B-1 bombers in to saturate the area to protect him. The next is important. It's the title of the de facto pro forma, while Washington fixated on these sessions as the Department of Homeland Security dragged through the recess. Um, did I print the right one? Oh man, I printed off an article and it gave me the wrong one. Oh man. Okay, so what was supposed to have been printed off? Uh, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. Um, so evidently, Friday, the speaker agreed to agree with the president and the Senate Majority Leader to accept the Homeland Security funding model that the Senate passed by unanimous consent. And it looks like the House may be doing the same thing or waiting until everybody comes back. But the plan is to pass the uh, the unanimous consent item from the Senate that fully funds the Department of Homeland Security minus the staffers on ICE. The president will sign the bill, and then before June 1st, and then remember, there's already an executive order requiring the payment of all these people anyway. But by June 1st, a reconciliation bill fully funding the ICE for 3 more years, $10 billion or something like that, right? So everything will be totally funded without any of the threats and bribes, extortions, whatever you want to call it, that the Democrats are trying to enforce on the Republicans to pass this bill. It'll already be done. And so for the rest of the president's term in office, that's fully funded and it can't be rescinded. Okay, because the president just won't sign it. All right, so that's really good news on the part of funding the government. And there's rumors that there's going to be another reconciliation bill to go along with that. Um, but what I would do is I would fully fund the rebuilding of the expenditures from the Pentagon um, with this bill also, though, to get it fully done because we have spent probably a couple $100 billion in this bombing campaign in Israel, not Israel, Iran. And then, we're going to be looking for weapons purchases from Bahrain and United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait. I mean, all these other countries spend billions of dollars defending themselves. They got to be so far depleted on their air defense munitions. It's unbelievable, right? Um, yeah, but I got to fix this. This is talking about why they like to do pro forma sessions. The reason why they do pro forma session. Well, if you didn't know, a pro forma session is like every 72 hours you have to have a gavel in the Congress. If not, the that according to Article 1, Section 5 of the Constitution, it deems that that branch is, the Senate or the House is adjourned, okay, recess. And then when that happens, the president has the authority to make recess appointments for up to 1 year. So if the president, like we have a vacancy in the Attorney General's office, so um, if the House and Senate went into recess, the president can say, "Screw this! I'm just going to do a recess appointment and appoint such and such as the Attorney General for 1 year," and the Senate can't do a thing about it. But to overcome that, they, no matter which party it is, they have someone stay behind to vote, and every 72 hours they have to gavel in. That's what that means. But the other article I was supposed to have didn't didn't print right. I can't believe that. Um, General Soleimani's he was killed back in 2019 at the airport in Baghdad. His niece, um, and his niece, and I believe his niece's daughter was arrested in Los Angeles. This girl, she must come from wealth, because I saw some pictures of her that was like, oh my goodness, girl, put some clothes on, that type of environment. Um, I didn't know Muslims could show that much skin. Um, but she lives a very rich life, but she was very anti-American, and she wasn't afraid to flaunt that attitude. She lives in Los Angeles, and she's a green card holder. Until this weekend, Secretary of State Marco Rubio revoked her green card, and she was taken into custody and is going to be deported back to Iran. All right. What is 6:52? We're doing all right. Two relatives of slain Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps Qasem Soleimani, living in Los Angeles, was taken into federal custody by federal agents after Secretary of State Marco Rubio revoked their green cards. Uh, Hamish Soleimani Aftar, identified as Soleimani's niece, and her daughter were arrested and are now being held by U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement at a Saturday announcement from the State Department. The Trump administration said Afshar has been a supporter of Iran's totalitarian terrorist regime. So she's gone, right? Well, from what I heard, she was granted amnesty in the United States and then granted a green card. And both this happened during the Biden administration, and she was allowed to do what she does, right? I told you earlier about Bahrain expending many, many, many munitions on air defense. Well, Bahrain's defense ministry said Saturday it had intercepted 453 drones and 188 missiles from sinful Iranian terrorist organizations since the U.S.-Israeli war began in February. Um, the U.S. Fifth Fleet is stationed in Bahrain. Uh, so, the General Command of the Bahrain Defense Force announces that air defense systems of the Bahrain Defense Force, by the grace of God, followed by unwavering vigilance of its men, continued to confront successive waves of sinful Iran terrorist organizations targeting the Kingdom of Bahrain, the country's defense force wrote on X on Saturday. So that's a lot. I'm telling you, that stuff's not cheap either. Um, so that's good. Um, just to make you laugh, uh, the um, the State Department is enforcing a dress code for the first time in 6 years. Um, it will be listed as business formal dress code. So what had happened during the Biden administration, or President Otto uh, under Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State back then, introduced a very lax dress code work environment for the State Department. Uh, Marco Rubio says, you represent the United States of America. You will dress like that. All right. Rand Paul in the commission. I'm going to read these three paragraphs real quick. We're at 6:55. President Donald Trump gave a rare shout out to longtime critic, Republican Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, on Thursday after he voted to approve a plan on the new White House ballroom. I would like to thank the hardworking commissioners and staff of the National Capital Planning Commission who just voted overwhelmingly 8-1 to approve the magnificent Capitol ballroom now rising from the hallowed ground, Trump wrote on Truth Social. I am pleased to announce that even board member Senator Rand Paul, known for his extraordinary difficult votes, voted a strong yes. But at the same time, that federal judge that denied the forward progress of the ballroom again said that's not good enough. I mean, we're not using any taxpayer funded money, and there's nothing in the Constitution that says that the president can't get authorization to remodel the White House. If he wanted to use government funds, that's a whole different story. But this is private funds because president can't appropriate money to the Congress. It has to be appropriated through Congress, right? So I have a feeling with the next couple of days, there's going to be an appeals court that says, Judge, you're wrong. You can continue, Mr. President. And then as we get ready to sign off, at Fenway Park in Boston, it was the Boston Red Sox opening game this weekend. All right. On Thursday. So I came across this article. Massachusetts Governor Mauro Healey and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, were booed by fans at the Red Sox home opener on Friday. Okay. The two Democrat politicians took the field at Fenway Park before Friday's game against the Padres for a pregame ceremony, and the 36,000 fans in attendance showered the Democrats with relentless boos. Footage of the booing went viral on social media, providing a boasting opportunity for Massachusetts GOP gubernatorial hopefuls. One of those candidates, Brian Shortsleeve, said on an X video, "Hey everybody, coming to you from Fenway Park. Here's a quick update. It's a beautiful afternoon. The Red Sox are up by one, and Mauro Healey and Michelle Wu just got booed very loudly." And Massachusetts is a heavily Democrat state, so I don't know what's happening politically in Massachusetts, but it could be a bad day for the Democrats if that's the case. But I'm getting ready to raid. I'm going to raid out to Vince in just a second. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. Let me find where these guys are. A quick rundown on the news. And don't be surprised if I sign in a little bit early when it comes to the JP8 report this afternoon, because I'm going to try to sign on and do a little bit of broadcasting before the president comes on. So give me a chance, and you may see that happen, okay? Let's see, /AD/Control-V. It didn't go. What happened with that? Man, hold on just a second. All right. So I will catch y'all at noon with the JP8 reports. Thank y'all for giving me 30 minutes of your morning to go over some news. I will see y'all then. And let me initiate the have a great day. Thank you very much, Richard, for the chat you just gave me. I appreciate that, man. You're a good friend. I'll check y'all later. I'm going to initiate the raid, and here we go. Yep, raid's initiated. You got 10 seconds. Let me transition. I'll check y'all later.